punching the clock, running the field here, it feels weird coming around after they hate it, but now we run the town till we stuck in a wheelchair. We all share visions of hope and tell stories with dreams. We get the mixing like we giving you dope. And now we in position weekly, all access, extremities, ENT playing on our axis. Politics, top 40, building community from the X, applying that pressure, promoting unity, royalty, education, love and support, dope music, enough to feed souls, food for thought. This type of loyalty cannot be bought from a city where being real just cannot be taught. Listen in and you just might learn with Mr. You Already Know. Welcome to the return.
Hello, welcome to the Extremities ENT show with your host, Davon Franklin. Jose Rivera will be on in a few minutes. And I'm right here with my guy, Jamie Sanders, getting ready to do the health and welfare special. How you doing, my guy? What's going on with you?
I'm blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I'm highly favored. I'm just a little tired, but so I ask you guys to bear with me today. Even though we only halfway through the week, it's been a long week.
There's a hot mic. We good? Yes, sir.
That's me?
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Hey, man, we're going through the same thing, man. I caught myself taking a nap and ended up oversleeping, so that's why we started a little late. So
serious, man.
Without further ado, we let you get on into it. So let's go ahead.
On that note, we're gonna roll right into this. We're gonna talk about economics and its impact on your health. We're actually gonna break down. We're gonna touch on seven areas that economics affects you when it relates to your health. And first, I'm gonna start off with a little reading. It's more, health is wealth is more than just a cliché statement or, a catchy statement. Is actually a reality. Your health is directly connected to your economic positioning and, your outlook on life. Researchers are finding more and more connections between finances and health, with symptoms that go far beyond stress. In a society that has tripled in debt since the 1980s, heart disease, stroke, and mental illness are on the rise, and finances are partly to blame. Fortunately, taking strides to improve your financial health also has benefits to your physical health. Okay, and I'm just going to stop there, and then we're going to just go right into the areas and just highlight how they impact us. First, we're going to go into how they, and just let me just state also that they affect us on a social level and they affect us on a mental level, which tie into a lot of other things. But let's just go through the list. Okay, one of the areas that it does affect is your, it raises your diastolic blood pressure, or it raises your blood pressure. High blood pressure is a, precursor, to a lot of other issues. And when we have a lot of stress, which can derive from, the inability to meet our financial obligations, it raises, has a tendency to raise our blood pressure. So that's one area that, we can look at on a daily basis and see on a day-to-day how, I'm pretty sure we all can kind of connect with that. We know, like when we have a financial commitment and we know that we may be falling short, and how that can really affect us. And physically, it's proven that it does have the potential to raise our blood pressure. In addition to potentially raising our blood pressure, it also causes tension throughout the body. So, of course, the whole objective is to increase blood flow, increase circulation, keep your body as tension-free as possible. So one of the things that, lack of economics or lack of finances to meet your obligations causes is a lot of tension in your body. And we know when you have a lot of tension, it just leads into other things. like stress and other ailments that may either be mental or physical. But we know that this is one of the areas. So we mentioned that it does affect your blood pressure, and it also affects your muscle plasticity. How lucid your muscles are, or how flexible your body is. And when your body feels tense, again, you have it restricts you, and mentally, and it restricts you physically from carrying out some of the everyday tasks that may be simple because of the extra tension. Okay, and also, and this is something that we spoke in a lot of the conversations. We spoke about how important the gut is, and how the gut is directly connected to our brain. So, and one of the areas that finances or economics or lack of that it leads to is worsened digestive systems. So it worsens your digestive system. So basically, when it relates to your diet, your ability to digest your foods, just your overall gut flora, it actually affects your gut flora, and it affects of course your digestion, which leads into other issues. So we can see that just staying in a sound economic space is very critical, because it's affecting us in a lot of these different ways, and a lot of us overlook it, or we've been trained to just kind of cope with it, deal with it. We've been told that we complain too much, but these are physical ailments, right? And these are, this is the society that we live in. Meanwhile, the ones that are telling us these things, they live, they live a plush life. They may have a ranch upstate. They have a farm.
Yes, sir.
So they live this stress-free life, and bills is not even a consideration.
Right.
I can connect with bills and meeting these monthly obligations, and I'm pretty sure a lot of our listeners can as well. So, and when we have this constant stress sitting on our shoulders, it affects our digestion, and when our digestion is off, everything is off. Our brain flora, the connection between the gut and the brain is affected in a negative way. So we want to definitely pay attention to our economic space and our financial space, and realize that a lot of times that these are some of the things that are leading to our anxieties, our stresses, and then ultimately physical ailments like lack of digestion, or you have lack of digestion, and we'll just leave it there. And then in addition to digestive issues and other issues that it has, it impacts us. In other ways, it impacts us in a physical manner. We also have the fact that a lot of times when we don't have certain medical coverage, or we don't have, we're not in a certain economic status where we can go to any medical provider that we choose, it creates a problem because we get substandard medical care. So a lot of times it leads to us avoiding doctor's visits. So we'll say, well, listen, these doctors, I know more than a doctor. Like I went to a recent situation where, I had to pretty much self-diagnose. But,
okay.
A lot of times, in our communities, we kind of sometimes fear going to the doctors, in hospitals. And then, sometimes we just look at it as a waste of time. So, because we're not getting that sound medical advice that we would get if we were in a different economic place or at a different economic status. So a lot of times we have a tendency to skip the doctor, to delay the doctor, because we don't feel that we're going to get that proper degree of service, or the degree of service that we deserve based on, our needs. Now, also, when it relates to, again, our physical or our mental state, it's proven that our financial situation or positioning can lead to serious depression. There's been numerous studies, and it shows the great margin, or the large margin between people that experiencing great amounts of depression compared to people that have low depression. And you're talking about, they're looking at a scale from on 23% of people that have a large debt, they suffer from great degrees of depression, whereas 4% of the people that, people that don't suffer from these same economic challenges, it drops down to 4%. So if you're constantly stressed out about, not being able to pay your bills, not being able to send your children to college, not being able to invest in your business, invest in yourself, it causes you to go into this depression because it causes bottlenecks in other parts of your life. Whereas, like I said, they have studies where it affects upwards to 23% of the people that have these type of challenges, economic challenges, whereas the people that don't have these challenges, it drops down to somewhere around 4%. So we can definitely see the disparity and how this definitely impacts us, like, although they may say that, this is just, like I said, in your head, it's not in our heads. This thing has really affected us on a physical level. And then, of course, it increases your anxiety, and anxiety is actually number 6. And basically, again, when you're looking at, just being able to sometimes put a roof over your head, buy food every month, buy clothing for your children, paying for transportation, these things become, challenges for, people may, oh, that's normal stuff. Everybody should be able to deal with these things. But the reality of it is that we're all in different positions. And ultimately, it causes us, depending on our coping skills or our exposure or our background as far as our knowledge base, how we deal with these different challenges, and it may cause greater or lesser anxiety. So we have to definitely be in tune with, our economic space and how it can affect our anxiety. And then this anxiety causes us to react in certain ways. It may cause us to react on a job, where we may not have normally reacted in a negative way. Someone says the wrong thing and it doesn't sit right with you. And this anxiety that you're feeling from all these different areas will cause you to respond in a negative way, or just a way that could erupt into something even worse. And then number 7, a lot of people, again, this is a mental issue, a mental challenge. A lot of people, it affects their integrity and their confidence. So a lot of people feel a sense of shame. Like, I'll use credit cards, for instance. You have certain people that have a great credit standing and they have, these credit lines. And then you may have people that have lower on the credit scaling. And when they look at this and they do a comparison of themselves and the other people, sometimes they may feel a feeling of embarrassment or, just not willing to, like I said, it affects their confidence and their ability to step into certain situations, even business and, just being self-sustainable. A lot of times when we know that our credit is not right, we don't have a certain degree of savings, we may not have a 401k, so we may not have these backups to dip into. It affects, the way we deal and engage in every element of our life when it relates to business, when it relates to employment. A lot of times even, and you go into certain areas where they look at your credit, it deters you from even applying for certain jobs because, again, they're gauging you, they're putting you on the scale, and then mentally, you don't want these people to see your financial situation or your financial snapshot. So it affects you in a mental way when it relates to your confidence. As I said, I'm a little tired, so please excuse me. So it affects your confidence. So, and that's one of the things. I'm also I'm a banking professional, and I help people with home ownership, all around. I've been doing it for over 20 years, and these are one of the areas that I recommend people to look at potentially when it relates to building, economic legacy, building, being able to have financial reserves and fallbacks, so from my space, this is one of the things that I try to encourage people to do, build additional sources of cash flow, So, and you can always check us out, arlingtonfinancial.com, arlingtonfinancial.com. And again, if you want to email me directly, you would email Jamie at arlingtonfinancial.com. And I'll be happy to assist you with any scenarios that you may have or any questions that you may have. And also I have relationships with the SBA. Again, just really pooling in on these resources because like I said, when I deal with health, I deal with health holistically. And I realized that all these different areas impact our health. You know, again, let's go back to the beginning. We all look at exercise, we look at our diets, what we eat every day, but we don't realize all these different factors that are weighing in on us every day. And it's deteriorating our health. It's having a negative, it can have a negative or positive impact on our health, depending on where the scale falls. So,
hold on
yes.
for a second. The gatekeeper was actually stating that, you know, number six that you gave was a big thing for him. Anxiety. Yes, sir.
Yes. And, you know, and anxiety is, you know, because it will, you know, that coupled with, you know, a little bit of, you know, shame, you know, these two factors actually lead to a sense of depression. You know what I mean? Because and anxiety is not the same as shame, of course. Sometimes it causes this sense of nervousness, you know, because you're just not confident in yourself sometimes. And that's not really that you're ashamed of who you are. It's just that these may be unfamiliar places, you know, unfamiliar things, unfamiliar people. So being that you're not in this economic space, you know, you're not a baller or you don't got money just dripping out of every pocket, you know, it causes a sense of anxiety because you feel that you're going to be received or you're going to be looked at differently. So anxiety is definitely huge, you know, and that's something I also work with the youth as well around entrepreneurship and career mentoring. Okay. And one of the reasons why we decided to work with them in that space is because of these factors, all of these different factors that affect their health. And one of the big things is, of course, economics, because if you're in the right economic position, you can hire consultants, you can go on vacation, you can use the money resource to help alleviate the other areas. So it's very, very, very important. And if you want to look at a little bit of that work, you can go to uepmp.org. That's UEPMP, paulmarypaul.org. And, you know, if you look at the website, it will, you know, if you peruse through the website, it will show you some of the work that we're doing with the youth in these, you know, in these different spaces. But like I said, we work primarily around business mentoring and career mentoring, you know, in that specific space. But one of the reasons we chose that space because we know how critical it is to be able to define your economic lens and to be able to say, well, I'm going to leave this legacy. Like, you know, a lot of times we don't even choose certain career paths or we don't venture into certain areas because we feel that economically, you know, we're maybe not deserving or we just don't fit into that space, you know. So we'll look at things culturally and we'll say, well, that's for those people and that's not for me. You know, again, that's a trained behavior, a trained thought process where we've been taught that just because we weren't born with a silver spoon in our mouth that we don't deserve. And that's, you know, not the case. It's actually totally the opposite, you know. So and these are, you know, like I said, so this is, you know, something a space that I work in all the time. I'm actually going to be bringing to the listeners of the radio show. We have something that's rolling out called NewYorkRetailOutlet.com. And through this platform, this website, we're going to be offering a discount code to the listeners. Again, you know, helping people save a little bit of money here and there. Every little bit helps. So, you know, we want to definitely keep that in our preview as far as, you know, the different ways where we can leverage ourselves. We can dip in, we can save a dime here, save a dime there, increase the income stream here, and increase the income stream from this direction. And, you know, and these things, you know, collectively will aid to our better health, aid to our better thought process, aid to our confidence. It would help us, you know, relieve us from a lot of anxieties. it will pull us out of a lot of depressions by allowing us to really engage life. Because when you have a certain degree of wealth, it equates to freedom. It equates to you being able to do whatever you want to do in life. So it's very important, and we dismiss it all the time, and we expect everybody to just function what we would say normally. But the reality of it is that these things weigh on us in different degrees depending on where we stand on the scale. So and that's basically the areas that I wanted to cover. And then, like I said, me, I do work in a financial space, in a real estate, the mortgage space. So, I do have the ability to get you, the money. That's the space that I work in. and these are the things. And I'd encourage each of you, when you look at something like an investing in real estate, don't look at it as I'm buying a house. Look at it as if I'm investing in real estate. So you're looking at scaling, you're looking at building equity. So you have to look at the potential of emerging markets. So you don't necessarily have to invest in the same area or state that you actually reside in. You gotta, get in alignment with the planning boards and things like that. Again, to look at your future, because when you have a brighter future, you have a brighter today. So, and we want to, make sure that we keep our today bright. So we want to be able to have, prospects and alternatives and different options that we look at as we look forward, in our preview. So, and that's basically the conversation for today. If you have any specific questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. But I just wanted to really highlight that because, like I expressed, as we move closer and we take steps to improve our financial situation, I guarantee you, you will feel better. and like I said, and it's not just the fact that it allows you to do things. It also ties directly into your health care. It ties into how well you can advocate for yourself when it relates to healthcare legislation and things like that. So this economic piece is very, very critical. They've taught us we're gonna wait for our pie in the sky, and this is all spiritual. We don't have to worry about getting. That's not true, because you can look in any religious text. I don't care if it's the Bible, Quran, Torah. They all speak about economics and how economics is part of also the spiritual journey. So we want to make sure that we always keep economic. We don't want the money to really drive us. That's not the driving factor. This is not what I'm getting at. What I'm saying is that we need enough to live a lifestyle where we can provide the necessities and we can have a sense of freedom when it relates to our everyday, so that we can relieve these anxieties, these stresses that lead to these depressions, and then also other physical ailments within our body. And that's our conversation for the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to Wiz on the chat line. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were saying what you were saying, but yeah, man, you are definitely correct. There's definitely a correlation between finances and stress. If you ever lost your job and they couldn't pay your bills, you know exactly where this man is coming from. So yeah, appreciate you on that one, my guy. For sure.
And it pulls us out of that rat race. We get to actually do what we want to do as opposed to what we have to do to survive, keep a roof over our head, put food on our table, because that's what most of us are in survival mode. So let's help each other, pull each other out of survival mode. Let's get better. Let's get healthy. Let's get wealthy. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For real.
And why the man has his own segment. Now you understand why I'm so proud sitting here just listening to my brothers converse about living a life, this thing that we do every day. Some people are alive and others live, and they don't know how to differentiate either. And right there, if anyone did not pick up just a little education on what life basically is about, then you need to go get some tutorial courses elsewhere, because he just gave you something that you pay $3,000 for 3 months for. That he just gave you curriculum.
For sure.
Right there, I learned so much, and was reminded on what I learned in college, because they don't teach that shit in high school. They don't teach that shit in public school. They don't teach that shit. Now, what Jamie is alluding to is health is wealth, but also with the youth initiative is that this is where he comes in and educates, just like I love to do prevention. He educates way ahead. Let the youth learn about what is wealth. Let the youth know what it is to get out of the block, out of the neighborhood, out of their zip code, their area code, travel, be a person that loves to discover new ideas and have a vision on what life can look like in the future. And when I speak to my brother, who is a phenomenal wordsmith, you know, we've gone places and people just look at us, and then I just stay quiet and I laugh like hard. He's smiling because, you know, and we about politicians and all, and these freaking guys are running their mouths and all. And
Listen, I'm just chiming off you, my brother. I'm always just a compliment to you. That's all.
And bro, it's like these guys want to just basically, you know, be our best friends. And every time they see us at a party, they want to run across the room, take a picture. And it's because, you know, when you meet someone who's placed on this planet, you know, that we call home, our Earth, right? That is sent by God, because that's what Jamie is. You know what I mean? Everybody that's in my life is part of my life because they sent by God. DAVON, Al, Jamie, you know, and I hold you guys dear to my heart, and you know that. You see, outside of this circle here, I don't do this for anybody else. I have a Sunday show that I do with Instagram, but when it comes to topics like this, it's well organized. We have topics, and we speak to the people, and we actually inform them of what resources and the education on just basic needs. You know, Jamie said it. He works in a multifaceted, right, field. He does mental health, medical well-being, right, financial stability, because these are all the things that matter most in life. And when you look at each and every point, you close your hand into a fist. You put your hand on your heart and you pledge of allegiance to yourself and say, I'm going to live a better life. Because of us pledging allegiance to a country that has us struggling, let's pledge of allegiance to ourselves to live better and not eat the foods that they give us. Let's grow our own agriculture. Let's have our own community of people with like-minded mind, right? That want to be have the sense of the word community. Because Jamie and I love that word, and networking and how it's fluid, right? Jamie, like you and I have sat around many con artists, many politicians, many officers, spoke with them, looked them straight in the eye, know who's real and who's full of shit, right? Call it what it is. And
Right.
and you know, we've been out there for cancer, for domestic violence and all. And I heard everything. You trust on everything. And that's why we have this important segment, you know, because DAVON and I, you know, we love to do the radio thing. We love to entertain, but the most thing that we love to do is educate and bring an enlightenment to the world of what's unheard of. And that's what you are. You are that diamond in the rough. Okay.
Back at you, brother. Back at you both.
You know what I'm saying? Understand that, you know, my co-host and I, we don't just do this for artists. And DAVON and I spoke about this the other day. You know, this is talk radio, real talk radio, where we speak into the world and so that has real substance. And that's what we gave the world today. And I want to say Ashe and thank you for that education.
Yes, sir.
Ashe. My brother.
Likewise, I appreciate it, man. For real, for real.
I appreciate y'all as well. You know, you guys do phenomenal work. You guys are an important voice. You're a voice to, a lot of people that need to be heard. You got a lot of, people on the coming from the creative space. These emerging artists. I mean, it's just phenomenal work. And, we're going to be working with some of our youth groups in that area. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff around the creative arts. So, definitely looking forward to really having them, work with you guys, interview with you guys. It's going to be, we're going to have a lot of fun going forward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
excuse me, I'm having Kaplan, but
one thing I wanted to touch on that you mentioned was the financial stability and how mental health plays the role. Like a person in Wall Street could make $250,000, right? Back when the economy was good enough, and $250,000 will get you a nice apartment in Manhattan, let's say, right? And then all of a sudden, because of a crash or something happens in the economy, these people lose everything overnight and they commit suicide. Versus us three here who actually know what it is to struggle and appreciate what $1 is. Not what the thousands, but what $1 is and what $1 could do for us. You know what $1 do for me? $1 is a butter roll with a coffee. It will always be that.
It also also what Jamie said in the segment, he was also talking about the confidence level, and that's usually I wouldn't say it for everybody, but what your faith base, what your faith base is, what I'm saying, what your spiritual connection is, because confidence is definitely a key of what I'm saying. It's like, okay, as somebody who actually lived that life of actually having things, and all of a sudden through losing a job or so, what I'm saying, your whole situation kind of like changes a little bit. But if you know yourself, what I'm saying, and your purpose and what God has for you and how to align yourself and get what it is that you need, you overcome any obstacle, and you'll get back up on your ones and twos and do your thing. So that was definitely a good game, what I'm saying, by you, Mr. Sanders. Appreciate that.
Appreciate you guys.
No doubt.
All right. So take a short commercial break and then come back with Davon's pick of the week.
All right, cool.
Davon's hit list has been getting people rolling. We hit you with Jamie's Health is Wealth.
All right, man.
And then we follow
right.
hits of the week. And then, what I'm saying, we talk about, what's going on this week afterwards. We got something phenomenal. Several things that happened this week, actually. But we got something phenomenal. Right? That I thought a certain person was going to have a heart attack on a basketball court. That's how sad his face was. But we're going to talk more about that later. Talk about the Super Bowl, right? And we're also going to speak about something that I did not watch because I watching ever since Dr. Dre, Eminem, and 50 Cent did the last show, which is the Grammys. A lot of things happened there. Beyonce broke the record, and also Bad Bunny got single of the year instead of album of the year when his numbers blew every genre out. But we're going to speak more about that. Just let you know what about politics and white media does in the Grammys, as you all know. And then we'll speak more about that earthquake that happened as well, in Syria and in Turkey. At the beginning, they had estimated about 200 people between the two countries. That number has quadrupled, my friends.
Like 11,000. Like 11,000.
Yes. and it's not just one building. You see, it looks like a war zone. Well, Davon, you and I were speaking last night. I sent it to you, right?
Yeah.
It looked like a missile hit the country. That's what it looked like. That's how bad the devastation.
Yeah, they still pulling people out of the rubble. But right now they're finding whole families and stuff out of a lot of the buildings. Yeah, there's a lot of major destruction happening over there for sure.
And then we're also, I forgot to say about the Grammys, but we're also going to speak about something phenomenal that's happened. It's the 50th year of hip hop.
Yeah.
They were honored at the Grammys with several tributes and all. And Rakim the Master was there. And he was like the only authentic artist that got recognized for it. But we'll speak more about that in a little bit after your picks and after this short commercial break. So God be the blessing that we have today to be here. And thank you, Jaime, for indulging and blessing the world with your knowledge. Davon, thank you. My brother Big Al, you already know. I'm Jose Rivera. We're going to take a quick short commercial break. It's the X-Tremitiez ENT podcast with Davon Franklin,
Jose Rivera,
and Jaime Sanders and Big Al, only on Our Access Radio.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I got on this for no particular reason. And you know the business is important, but every now and then you gotta catch wreck for sport. Hip hop is a contact sport. So we're gonna show you what King did. Y'all ready? They tryna talk brick money, I'm at a 9 to 5. Coolest cat alive, the 9 took about 9 lives. King of the jungle, I walk around with a lion's pride. 45, Jordan in his prime, how they iron God. Double nickel at the garden when that iron fly. Come and take a walk on my city, homie, come try slide. I reside where niggas get hit for trying to copy shot. Tough guy, you looking for the smoke, nigga try and die. Love is a luxury that I can't afford, and hate is expression of what I can't ignore. Most niggas express the pain when they ain't involved. I'm accelerating in every lane where they falling short. One man army, I'm the shooter. Muscle for hire like Lex Luger. Super man of steel, ball heads like Lex Luthor. Screaming fuck ops out the backseat of the Uber. Ignorant, black tie fair when it's pimpin' shit. Trying to find a way to get away before they end the shit. My homie did it bid and he maintained his innocence. All we want is survival, all they want is us in the shit. Snapping every single arena without the benefits. We mad while a white man laughing at how the tension sit. My spiritual awakening is different this time around. I got no time to clown, I need compensation for sentences. Income passive, net worth massive. King talk, Prince and MJ, masters. Two cans slick like oil, this caster. Friendly might make you a ghost, this Casper. There's a reason why she called me the GOAT. Just ask her, it's my time, fuck who's next and who's after. Step now, catch 16, attach ladders. God tier, chew through mics, they just rappers. They stepping on the scene versus the Halloween. They just wanna be seen, so let's make a scene. Movie in the making, let's box, go get your Vaseline. Call me Mike Tyson at prime time, this my regime. Charlie Sheen winning in his bitch now. I'ma stand up, nigga, go ahead and sit down. Timid in my youth, but I'm really with the shits now. Put you on your ass, I don't even need a big crowd. Born told me I lack the killer instinct, but when I rap it's just in, no Timberlands, how I'm in sync. Such a different type of vibe when I cut the cord. Full court pressure, nigga, and fuck the score. Dot boy up 10,000, homie, come see the show. Nigga, we really made it cool for you to be a hoe. Niggas copy my motives and wait for me to go. Get a verse and hold it for years, waiting for me to blow. Fuck it though, call me the sacrifice. God-like, all you get is the passion coming after the death of Christ. Active life, cooking on instruments, we can add the spice. Foreign in the left lane, speeding off with the loaded dice. I'm betting on me if you get the picture. If not, get cropped, head taps. I'm such a real nigga. I'm in the field, nigga. Don't even feel spitters. This ain't for media, it's just so I can heal with ya. 5 of your mates, I ain't really trying to deal with ya. $1 million worth of game in a still picture. Blow a band on a stripper and pop more wet so we can celebrate life, and I'm a still tipper. They counted me out, I held my head high. Polo button up with the necktie. Real nigga vibe from the city with the best eye. NY, BX, Barrel Thorough, the rest try.
Now at 11, we're following breaking news. A rap star on the rise killed during a violent home invasion in the Hollywood Hills this morning. The music world is in shock as police search for the shooter. Welcome to CBS 2 News at 11 and streaming on CBS in Los Angeles. I'm DeMarco Morgan.
And I'm Jasmine Veal in for Suzanne Marquez. Pop Smoke was known by some of the...
Gotta watch your back out here, niggas be strapped out here. Keep on moving and I never trust a soul. If you are my bro, then be my bro, don't switch the code. I'm tryna have that one in the front with 6 souls. That's real goals, gotta stay low and move cautious. Pray to God that he got me through the darkness. Tryna be a lot to see mansions and move Porsches. I'm talking big money, investors and endorsements. When I think about my niggas dying, yeah, I get nauseous. Said I'm done with taking losses. They don't know how much it costs us. Tryna be your bosses. CEO up
now,
in that office.
Breaking news overnight. Grammy-nominated rapper Nipsey Hussle shot and killed outside the
These are some of the things that come with getting the nigga gotta lay low. The niggas they gon' try you. You can get the money, but nobody gotta know. The others they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting the nigga gotta lay low. The niggas they gon' try you. Eyes wide.
And now, a deadly ambush in broad daylight.
He was approached by 2 armed...
Trying to catch me from the blind side. Trying to catch me from beef, I'm treating it like 5 guys. Gotta cook all lies, bitches, prime time. Yeah, hey, flexing up that end zone. Dancing up the field of that intro. Going off that endo, I'm gifting extendo. Don't know what I've been through around here. Since a youngin' bitch, I've been grown out here. Demons, they hauntin' out here. That's why I gotta keep it tough with me. Fuck niggas try and fuck with me. Yeah, black sheep ain't no luck with me. Bill ain't a thing called pills, put it up. You get the money, but nobody gotta know. The haters, they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting the nigga gotta lay low, the niggas, they gon' try you. You can get the money, but nobody gotta know. The haters, they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting the nigga gotta lay low, the niggas, they gon' try you.
Man, it's a cold world. My man just died, just had a baby girl. Joy turned to sadness, these niggas ain't thorough. Hating they blood, these niggas ain't real. Make me wanna grab the step. Gotta watch your back cause they be creeping. These niggas be hating for no reason. I'ma be the nigga, end up squeezing. No, I'm watching and I breathe.
You can get the money, but nobody gotta know. The haters, they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting the nigga gotta lay low, the niggas, they gon' try you. You can get the money, but nobody gotta know. The haters, they be lurking, they can put you on the floor. These are some of the things that come with getting the nigga gotta lay low, the niggas, they gon' try you.
Thing is, like, if you have too much fucking ice cream, you're not gonna want any more ice cream. If you have too much of me, you're not gonna want too much of me. You gotta have too much of Steve.
Economics is the answer. Empowering people economically is how you really impact. But I don't know if it's about dropping a bag of money in the hood. I think it's about...
By plan, I just mean it's God's plan. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not like I'm overthinking. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm thinking. It's just happening.
And you're having fun at the same time.
And we just doing it. You know what I'm trying to say? It's our life.
My nigga, you don't want no beef. I feel good when I'm in the streets. Mama say that it's cold, boy, grab the heat. If they running at their mouth, shoot them at their feet. My nigga, you don't want no beef. I feel good when I'm in the streets. Mama say that it's cold, boy, grab the heat. If they running at their mouth, shoot them at their feet. I want all the smoke, I want all the coke. Want it all. I want all the dough, bitch, go get some soap. Use a dirty hoe, use a dirty hoe. Young bull, young Mike, shoot like Curry though. Giving fiends the blues, serving 30s though. The trap like a nest, got the birdies though. Heard they coming for a nigga, I ain't worried though. If my man get 25, hit the jury though. New York nigga, tell by my walk. New York nigga, tell by my talk. If they they get out of line, nigga, get the chalk. My niggas never run, unless it's from the law. What's the black mask for? My nigga, you don't want no beef. I feel good when I'm in the streets. Mama say that it's cold, boy, grab the heat. If they running at their mouth, shoot them at their feet. My nigga, you don't want no. My nigga, you don't want no. My nigga, you don't want no beef. I feel good when I'm in the streets. Mama say that it's cold, boy, grab the heat. If they running at their mouth, shoot them at their feet. Never trust a hoe, never chase a bitch. Never. First you get the money, comes with the shit. My niggas lay you down, fucking with the chips. The tan light brown, you could call it Chris Brown. Your shit water whip, knock 'em down, dominoes, way I order hits. And Lulu to connect, rich pour the shit. Nigga push my buttons, then I slaughter shit. New York nigga tell by my walk. New York nigga tell by my talk. If they get out of line, nigga get the chalk. My niggas never run, unless it's from the law.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Extremities ENT show on iAccess Radio. We're gonna get into my picks for the week. Yeah, man. Shout out to all the artists from the videos that we've been playing over the last year and some change, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the music, the videos, and appreciate the love that we get for playing it. So, for sure. But this week we about to get into some new joints, some new music. I got this once again by way of Platinum Delivery. This first joint is by an artist by the name of Motsi. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I think Motsi. The song is called "I'm Broke," and we're just gonna get into that record right now on Extremities ENT show on iAccess Radio. Let's go.
Oh, so what happened is that there was a little delay. So I wanted to let everyone know right before that. This just came in, Davon. I'm sorry. It was a little delay, but there I was trying to send you a message. There was just a broadcast that just happened right now in Brooklyn. Two major gangs. Well, not gangs, just crowds of kids. There was a fight. And, a female, 15 years old, a boy, 15 years old, both got shot in the leg. And somebody got a security guard got shot in the neck.
Wow.
And there's a 2x4 and a piece of a hoodie on the ground still, part of the crime scene. And what is crazy about this whole thing is that they have the feds involved. There's the FBI, NYPD Joint Task Force now involved.
Really?
So
wow.
This is something that Eric Adams had said that he was going to, initiate, but this is right now. Like, we thinking that this was going to happen like by the summertime. This is actually happening. So he up to his word. I applaud him because there was over 50 kids on both sides. Right after school, they took up 4 corners and the security guard got shot in the neck.
Wow.
So, sorry, that was just a news flash that came in and it was just a little delay or whatever. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead and do what is it that you announced, the artist that was sent to you by Platinum?
Yeah, that kind of threw me off. Motsi, yeah, that was interesting news right there. But damn, I have to introduce a song after that. But yeah, we're gonna go with Motsi, "I'm Broke." on Extremities ENT on iAccess Radio, man. That just threw me the hell off.
This man said, okay, I'm using that.
Credit card that I match my cars out. Hey, spend my last on Mary Jane, got me on Mars now. Hey, smoking gas, but ain't no gas up in my car now. Hey, going crazy and still got stupid bars. Well, looking for a job. I'm trying to invest, but I ain't got no bread to start. I like fast with double quarter pounder with the fries. Swipe the debit cards, overdraft, he coming soon. I don't want too far. Hey, my pockets stay on E, ain't no fleas, so I look positive. I like my cuisine, but I'm accustomed to that rotten taste. Gas went up $1, so I'm not gon' drop my car today. Hope they don't need rice, they fat, I don't know how much my shots to take. Now I want my shots to break it, a red light, then shot to break. Some broke, but I hate my boss, I think I might just quit my job today. Don't ask me for no bread, look, I ain't got no look. I'm not the play, that soup been sitting in the pot for days. Still eat it, but I'm still not today. No, I'm broke, asking me why you ain't got no bread. You said that you would keep your balance out the negative. I ain't made no money, I ain't even got no kids. But I be spending like I'm climbing hella deep in this. I don't see how I can go to kick it with my friends. I be throwing money out the whip to the wind. You give me a dub and I'ma flip it to a fan. I don't say no money, all I do is spend. I can stay on E, ain't no fleas, so I look positive. I like my cuisine, but I'm accustomed to that rotten taste. Gas went up $1, so I'm not gon' drop my car today. Hope they don't need rice, they fat, I don't know how much my shots to take. Now I want my shots to break it, a red light, then shot to break. Some broke, but I hate my boss, I think I might just quit my job today. Don't ask me for no bread, look, I ain't got no look. I'm not the play, that soup been sitting in the pot for days. Still eat it, but I'm stomach not okay. Credit card that I match my cars out. Ay. Spend my last on Mary Jane, got me on Mars now. Ay. Smoking gas, but ain't no gas up in my car now. Ay. Going crazy and still got stupid bars. Wow. Credit card that I match my cars out. Ay. Spend my last on Mary Jane, got me on Mars now. Ay. Smoking gas, but ain't no gas up in my car now. Ay. Going crazy and still got stupid bars. Wow. Looking for a job. I'm trying to invest, but I ain't got no bread to start. I like fast with double quarter pounder with the fries. Swipe the debit card, overdraft.
Yeah, I'm feeling that a little bit. I'm feeling that for sure, for sure. That was Modsy. I'm broke on Extremities ENT on iAccess. I'm sorry, on Extremities ENT show on iAccess Radio. Yeah. But
the chat. I can't comment in the chat. I don't like that, man. I want to comment. I can only chat, comment in a personal chat. I want to comment to the world as well, man. Come on.
For sure. We're gonna get into another platinum delivery, a platinum delivery joint that was sent by Platinum Delivery. This artist, I believe, goes by the name of Langston, and the song is called "Take a Chance." On Extremities ENT, iAccess Radio. Let's go.
To do. Take a chance on you, my darling. Don't know how I should feel. Yeah. Don't know if I should take this chance. Just listen, girl. You sure have been good to me. You've been sweeter than any girl could be. But that's what scares me, stays heavy on my mind. Not down for the runaround, I wanna get it right this time. Don't know what to say, don't know what to do. Don't know what to do, yeah. I should take this chance with you. Take a chance, babe. I should be. Could this really be true, babe? I should take this chance and risk my heart with you, baby. Take a chance. No. Take a chance. Girl, no denying you're so fine. It's hard believing that you would be mine. 'Cause true commitment is something new to you. And having a broken heart is what I don't want to do. I don't, no. I should take this chance, babe. Take a chance, babe. Oh, no. It won't be true. Take a chance. Oh, take a chance. Since meeting you, girl, I found my place, babe. Don't ever want another love. Don't want to be without you. If what you say is true, I'll give you my heart, babe. 'Cause all I really want is just to be with you. Yeah. Take a chance, baby. Oh, take a chance, baby. Should I take a chance? Oh. I don't know, no. Oh, take a chance. Oh, never be true. I don't know what to do, babe. Oh, love you, girl, but I don't know what I should do. And press more with you. Oh,
Sorry about that. Damn. Yeah, welcome back to the X-Tremitiez ENT show on Access Radio. This is a very confusing day today, man. For sure, man. Oh, yeah, Real Talk Radio. Okay, that was Langston Take a Chance. My next song is coming from Yonkers. Got too much going on at one time. My next let me get right, man. Let me get right. My next record is coming from Yonkers. All right. This is a rapper from Yonkers. His name, he goes by the name Hex. It's a record that he sent to me. It's called Familias. Familias. And we're gonna get into that record right now on X-Tremitiez ENT Access Radio. Let's go. Hex from Yonkers.
I just want to tell you I love you with all my heart, baby. Forever. Yeah. You don't know how much you mean to me. You always did me right. All I have is my heart to give to you. And that's for life, for life. You got my heart for life, for life. You got my heart for life. You don't know how much you mean to me. You always get me right. All I have is my heart to give to you. And that's for life, for life. You got my heart for life, for life. You got my heart for life. There was times I ain't wanna live no more. You made me feel so good. You said words I ain't never heard before. They were understood. You're the reason I go so hard now. I gotta hold down my queen. There was things that you told and showed to me. I ain't never seen for life. You got my heart for life. For life. You got my heart for life. You don't know how much you mean to me. You always get me right. All I have is my heart to give to you. And that's for life, for life. You got my heart for life, for life. You got my heart for life. You don't know how much you mean to me. You always get me right. All I have is my heart to give to you. And that's for life, for life. You got my heart for life, for life. You got my heart for life. Never switched up one time, I really love you. I put no woman alive on earth above you. Always held me down, I appreciate you. Trying to express my soul on this piece of paper. When I look you in your eyes, I feel the earth shake. God bless this planet on your birthday. You are more than a superstar. You are my girl in my heart. Without you, all this light in me is dark. Without you, I'm nothing more than a criminal. With you, I'm a king, elevated in my spiritual. You did things to my mind that uplifted me. No other woman on earth gave me your energy. You fixed me when I was broken, always soft-spoken. Your voice is music to my ears. You brought joy to all these tears, and I could never repay you. But every day I'm grateful, so all I can ever say is thank you. You always get me right. All I have is my heart to give to you. And that's for life, for life. You got my heart for life, for life. You got my heart for life. You don't know how much you mean to me. You always get me right. All I have is my heart to give to you. And that's for life, for life. You got my heart for life, for life. You got my heart for life.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yep.
Oh, sorry, my mic was on mute. Welcome back to the Extremities ENT show on ISS Radio. I'm your host, DAVON Franklin, with Jose Rivera. We're about to get back into another record. Back from Platinum Delivery, we're going to get into Mr. Wiggs. The song's called Never Again. And yeah, Never Again. That's the next record on Extremities ENT, ISS Radio.
Get ready.
Hey, it's me, Bay. You know, I've been wanting to talk to you about something. I don't know how I really wanted to approach it, because, you know, we've been friends for so long. And I don't want to make things weird between us, but just hear me out, baby.
Wanna know what you feel, girl, when we're together. Do you feel the same about me, how I feel about you? And after all this time, real talk, gotta tell you the truth, girl. I wanna be more than friends, girl. It seems as though we've been knowing each other a long time. And if I'm being truthful with you, it's crossed my mind. told you, girl, you wouldn't believe me. I want the truth to be known, girl. I wanna be more than friends with you, baby. Cause being without you drives me crazy. Don't care if the world thinks it's shady. No, I want you to be all mine.
I can't believe this day has finally come around.
Hey, hey.
Who's ever held me down? Oh, and you see the love that sparkles from my eyes. I think that I've been in love with you from the first day that we met. Your smile and style is that cross the friendship line, boy. Will we regret it for a lifetime? I want you to be mine.
I wanna be more than friends with you, baby. Cause being without you drives me crazy. Don't care if the world thinks it's shady. No, I want you to be all mine. I wanna be more than friends. 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 I wanna be more than friends with you, baby. Wanna be more than friends, girl. Cause being without you drives me crazy. Being without you, girl. Don't care if the world thinks it's shady. Baby. I want you to be all mine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Extremities ENT show on iAccess Radio. That was Babe Bright, More Than Friends from that from you know, recent selection, but still a great banger. We're going to get into this video though, coming from Phenomenal Entertainment. The artist is called Ariel Estrella, and the song is called Mami Demela. And we're gonna get into that video right here on iAccess Radio, on Extremities ENT show on iAccess Radio. Let's go.
Mami, yo sé que tú quieres un perreo de antes y que te guaye como es, que te resuelva como es. Vamos a hacerlo como antes, un perreo de esos de playero, dinos, vamos a hacerlo como antes, un reggaetón de esos que se baila pegado, baby, como antes, un perreo de esos de playero, dinos, vamos a hacerlo como que se baila pegado. Que empecé toda la acción, cámbiame la situación. Me quedaré contigo pues si hay algún cabrón. Olvida todo lo malo que la noche ya llegó. La disco se prendió, el perreo ya volvió. Ella es la baby en el party, lo gozo como quiera, lo mueve como una mami. Aleja todos los bobos, nena, que llevo por ti. Pues ya sabes que en el juego siempre soy el MVP. Vamos a hacerlo como antes, un perreo de esos de playero, dinos, vamos a hacerlo como antes, un reggaetón de esos que se baila pegado, baby, como antes, un perreo de esos de playero, dinos, vamos a hacerlo como antes, un reggaetón de esos que se baila pegado, bailaremos bien pegado tú y yo. booty explota. Ella es una loca, mi mira la boca. Le doy un trago pasado de copa, rebota, bota el party explota. Perreando, mira cómo me choca. Y en el party ya se descontrola. Vamos a hacerlo como antes. Un perreo de esos de playero. Dinos, vamos a hacerlo como antes. Un reggaetón de esos que se baila pegado. Baby, como antes. Un perreo de esos de playero. Dinos, vamos a hacerlo como antes. Un reggaetón de esos que se baila pegado. Ja, yeah. Movió el perreo, ok. Ariel Estrella, puro estudio. El fenómeno, baby. Yeah, esto hago bien fenomenal.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was Ariel Estrella, Mommy Demella. Shout out to Angelo Torres from It's Phenomenal Entertainment for sending that one in. All right. So that's my selection. That's my pick. So yeah. That's it.
Gentlemen, we're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to play some music videos. We're going to come back and talk about history that's been made and the news, what's been going on and what's currently happening and what you got to look forward to on the weekend. Only on the X-Tremitiez ENT podcast with DAVON Franklin.
Jose Rivera.
Only on Our Access Radio. Let's go.
Activos. Sandy C, la nena del flow.
Stalin B, ya tú sabes, tu muñequito baby.
Ella es mala, mala. Ella mató a Cupido, le dijo vete de aquí mal nacido. Su cola lo tiene bien frío, de luto lo tiene vestido.
Esa nena demasiado mala, si le hablé de amor te jode pana. Solo le gusta la mamá Juana, vacaciones le gusta ir a las Bahamas.
Una nena demasiado mala, si me hablas de amor te jodes pana. Solo me gusta la mamá Juana, vacaciones solo en las Bahamas.
No le gustan los intensos, dice que no pierde el tiempo. Tiene más de 1000 directos, más de uno le pide el pack.
Ay mira, cómo me manda los textos, calentando el Instagram, calentando el Instagram.
Esa nena demasiado mala, mala, si le hablé de amor te jode pana, pana. Solo le gusta la mamá Juana, Juana, vacaciones solo a las Bahamas.
Una nena demasiado mala, si me hablas de amor te jodes pana. Solo me gusta la mamá Juana, vacaciones solo en las Bahamas. Mi sentimiento los volvió efectivo, por más que tira no cualquiera está conmigo. Tengo un flow adictivo, me causa placer todo lo prohibido.
Ay mira, cómo le manda los textos, y conmigo ella está, y conmigo ella está. Esa nena demasiado mala, mala, si le hablé de amor te jode pana, pana. Solo le gusta la mamá Juana, Juana, vacaciones solo a las Bahamas.
Colombia. Una nena demasiado mala, si me hablas de amor te jodes pana.
You still do the things you do. Do all the fussing and the fighting. Girl, I'm still in love with you. It's over. It's over.
All up on your head like a tumor. I don't give a shit about the rumor. We go bout, make a move, take a bitch to the crew. She gon' suck it like a hoover. Yeah, and you know it's big shit pop. Headed out of state in a two-door rocket. Play around, light a nigga up like a socket. Kiss me in Texas, but Texas my body. Make her say my name like a Mike Jones. She in love with a nigga, she caught up in a cyclone. Ooh, I ain't got a wonder if she might go. I been doing me and I ain't worried about the height though. Yo, real nigga shit. I ain't never lie. I got a legacy, my nigga, I can never die. I put the pedal to the middle, head to head. With the devil got a chef in the truck and I'm ready to ride. Yeah, hey, ma, get him rap. Little smoke, little drink, now I'm finna rap. It's KWMBA. My about my nigga, we the enterprise. Hey, ma, get him rap. Little smoke, little drink, now I'm finna rap. It's KWMBA. My about my nigga, we the enterprise.
I'm coming low gas, no brakes, and they got particular reasons. The streets got a sickness, I am the cure, and I figured this time that I feed them. I went my bounce when you need them. I apologize, I was handling the business. Time to sing like a stick off. That was time to get back in the kitchen. In the cook with a deli suit, black gloves and a ski mask. Shit, I'ma show 'em what trouble do. It's gonna pop off when I eat fast. So I suggest you just stay up my stick. That kind of manic when I'm dealing with pressure. Automatic, final thought is the treasure. My revolver keep me counting my blessings. You know I had that fool with it. I make it do what it do every time I'm in the booth. And ain't nothing they can do with her. What's cap when you know every word is true? Look, mom, from my last breath. And they never hard to find, good boy. Yeah, we out here. Once again, if it's not clear, yo, mom, dog, nigga, yeah, you know what we out here. One time like this, make it pop like this, make it knock like this, make it drop like. One time like this, make it pop like this, make it knock like this, make it drop like.
Gatekeeper, Betty Green, CV. I'm just working. I'm just working. Yo. I listen to myself before designing my lines. The pain is to the point, how to put in some time. I try to chef and work the kitchen, live the life on the grind. I feel the cold of the city, every barrel in mine. They talking brick on brick, they trying to lay it at time. I had my dreams cut before, I'm a man, I survived. They say I'm way too old, but they love that 40. Man, these niggas out of order, I'm just fixing them up. Too many tales from the hood, stop playing you tough. Cause I'm pulling niggas cards, I'm running the river. Never step to the mic if I can't deliver. Don't be mad at the king, cause my vision is bigger. Only play the tough road when your hitters is with you. I'm a problem by myself, don't depend on my niggas. Ain't no question where they standing, where the smoke is clear. This is money in the bank, it's the fact you scared. Unlimited, fully loaded. Gatekeeper, Betty Green. I'm just working. I'm just working. I'm just working. Let's go. Yo. Bringing it back, my focus, I maneuver the trap. double cups or a Dutch. We all got a crush. I was trained for the ring without throwing a punch. Riding rails is my life. I live in the Bronx. I watch the lines come together from the front of the car. Play the last, try to tag while commuters would watch. I'm a legend to myself, a teacher the most, a student to success. That's how I'm reaching my goals. It's taken from the arm, it's the nose to the pole. Shells darting out, chasing Mario home. Now these niggas double taking like they seeing the clone. Anthony Towns counting numbers, new wolf in the post. Always happy with my product, emphasizing the facts. Got the DJ spinning ghosts, I put my soul on the track. Make myself right at home, anywhere on the map. Going in for the kill, born is back. Numbers. I'm just working. I'm just working. I'm just working. It's very green. It's crazy. It's on us. It's kinda hard, everybody raps. Gatekeeper. Betty Green Entertainment.com. BETTTERGREEN Entertainment.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Extremities ENT podcast with Davon Franklin.
Jose Rivera.
Only on Access Radio. So let's just get right to it. Last night, history was made on a fadeaway jumper from the free throw line. LeBron James surpassed
Salute.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most points ever. As soon as he made the shot, the game stopped. A whole ceremony happened, and even though they were losing, this was something that was star-studded. You had every type of celebrity that was worth knowing there in front row seat from all over the world, or even billionaire. So, he had his family in attendance, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar actually took the ball and presented it to LeBron James as a crown. And I actually saw something on Instagram where someone did some animation where LeBron James actually got crowned and all that, and it was pretty dope. And they had like a scenery where Kobe Bryant's had two jerseys with flowers, and he nodded to it. Pretty cool, and congratulations to an individual like himself
that's a phenomenal feat, man. That's congratulations to him for that.
I mean, to do what he did at his age, you got to think about that. And people say, because he was in the NBA at such a young age. He was at the NBA at an age where him and Kobe had them cut it off for a few years, where you no more high school people. They went straight to college again, right? But look what he's done. Look what they both done, him and Kobe. Rest in peace. But he just like did something that Kobe had already retired, so he wasn't good. He was good with his rings. But LeBron is just setting standards as not only an
he froze up.
athlete, but a human.
Okay. Yeah, he's freezing up. Oh man. Well, my take on LeBron's. Go ahead. You was freezing up.
Yeah, I know. This is so that was something with the connection. My bad, but what I was saying was that he's not just a phenomenal athlete; he's a true humanitarian.
Yeah, yes he is. I just want to say congratulations to him. It's a definitely phenomenal feat. You know what I'm saying? If you understand the amount of points and I mean, yeah, I think Kareem played like what was it, 22 years in the league. LeBron played 20. So yeah, it sounds about right. He's been healthy, agile. He's been consistent in scoring. You know what I'm saying? His whole career. So yo, hey, you know, congratulations. So that's very very very. Yeah, that's great. It's great. Can't put nothing else on it. It's great.
Absolutely. Then we go right into over to Tom Brady.
Okay.
Tom Brady's going to be, retired, and they show him on Instagram slamming his phone, getting upset the moment he announced his retirement. He was screaming at his phone. There was paparazzi outside his house, and they actually caught footage of him screaming at his phone as soon as he finished announcing his retirement.
Wow.
But on the upside, it took him all his whole career to get to the amount that he's making, about 300 and something million, which total, right? So for the next 5 years, the man earned what it took his whole career to make in 5 years. He's gonna make doing analyst every Sunday on Fox, because they say he's a beautiful mind. And he also had a movie that came out, a comedy with some of the Hollywood's elite older women. It's called 80 for Brady. I think we spoke about that before. It's the women that love Tom Brady, and real life, these women actually love football. And Tom Brady actually produced the movie. So check it out. It's a good comedy.
Right.
I haven't seen it yet, but I hear great reviews about it.
Right.
And then over to what's going on in the rest of the world, like the WWE. You got WrestleMania coming up. People have gotten crazy about that, and a lot of people don't know that we had a couple of presidents that figured out the matrix of it all. You go to the WWE and you pull some stunts out, get famous, and you become president of the United States. I mean, it worked for presidents, and it also worked for Bad Bunny, who actually became one of the world's most leading streaming artists ever in history. And he gets snubbed at the Grammy for Album of the Year by some guy called Kevin Styles, something like that, who won Album of the Year. So it's sad because this guy, represented, he brought out the whole culture, the reason why he's loving the change and how black and brown people are now running the worldwide aspect of music. But it still shows that it's controlled by the white monarchy. Let's call it for what it is. Okay, and people don't. I know it's gonna raise some eyebrows and all, but it's good to see, because the artist who won Album of the Year was even surprised when he won. Play back the tape and look how long it took for him to get up, because he was like, "What?" It's politics. But when you look at the numbers, because that's what the Grammys is supposed to be about, numbers, right? Numbers. It's not about that. It goes to show you what is possible.
I ran across something where the individual was talking, where like the NFL is legally considered an entertainment company. So being that it is, they don't have no legal obligations to actually, in other words, they could fix the outcome of the games, right? The outcomes of the games, they could pretty much fix it, same way kind of like they scripted and fixed the WWE and shit like that. I'm saying that because what you're saying about the Grammys is like entertainment. The entertainment industry is like,
okay. So you already know where I was going with it. You are following me 10% side by side. You know the trail we're going down. Now look at this on a wider scale, right? It's not those levels. It goes across the board all the way because it's the powers behind the scenes, not the powers that be, the powers behind the scenes that report to the powers that be, who give the okay for you to get the fame, the money, the advertisements, the marketing, promotion, like all that stuff, because that's what the world is based on now. There is lack of human communication hand to hand. There's lack of that. You know what I'm saying? There's more of this, what we're doing right now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this was selling. But in actuality, no matter how many streams you have, obviously, it's who they choose. And guess what? If you haven't learned that by now, then I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but that's how life works. You just got to continue to work hard and show the rest of the world that they know your worth. Because how can a person have won every darn award show around the world, but when it came to the Grammys, he just wins one song, not album, and he's broken every. If he's got 12 songs, 11 out of the 12 songs went platinum. What other artist did that? He was breaking records every week, and it's sad. It's sad because, you know, and I think it was because of the last big event that he did with the whole kiss thing, like Madonna's thing happened with Britney Spears when they kissed. Remember, he kissed a guy, he kissed a girl, then he kissed a guy. Remember, that was some big thing about 6 months ago. You know, all that politics stuff, it plays a role, but then again, it depends who's controlling body at the same time. So that's what happened. Then we have the 50-year anniversary of hip hop, where you had some grand legends come out, like my favorite, Rakim the Master. You know what I'm saying? Stand up Brooklyn always. He saw Jay-Z. Jay-Z called him the God, gave him a big hug, and you could tell that Jay-Z had a major influence on the Grammys, which is something phenomenal. Because ever since Dr. Dre and Eminem were rocking it with 50 Cent on the last time that I officially saw the Grammys, because I already saw that it was going to take a downhill for many years. But I hear a lot of the ravings last night where they did a great job, and I saw little clips. And happy birthday, hip hop. You know, you've evolved into something that people only used you for as a hobby, a stress relief. Now you've become a commodity around the world, and you influence many people to the point where they abuse you and make you sound and cater you to the way that makes them happy. But guess what? That's what you are. You are something that manifested from something that was nothing. So God bless you. Happy birthday to you, and continue to make a change in people's lives. You've made a huge impact on my life. You helped me with my speech impediment when I was antisocial. You showed me how to speak again. Woke up from a coma. That's why I love you, hip hop. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. God bless you, and wish you nothing but greatness for you.
Yeah, I dig that. I dig that. I enjoy the sentiment. I always reflect on hip hop as a culture, because you know I remember my introduction actually to it was through breakdancing, b-boy. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch the older guys when I was little, when I was young, around the neighborhoods, the Yonkers and the Bronx. The older guys used to be out with cardboard boxes and doing the back spinning, windmilling, and all that other good shit. So I used to look out my window as a shorty and be like, yo, I want to do what they doing. So when I got the opportunity to learn, and you know, through going to school and all that other good shit, you know what I'm saying? It, you know, and then as time went on, and you know, the b-boy thing kind of like faded away, and it got into the actual rapping. You know what I'm saying? And you saw the different, how rap kind of like evolved over the years, how it transitioned from the Curtis Blows and the Run DMCs and Grandmaster, well, the Melly Mel's and so far, so far, and then moved into like, you know, the Daddy Kanes. Not to exclude Kumo D, because I think Kumo D was ahead of his time when it came down to the style of rap that a lot of us give, you know, Rakim and Daddy Kane and them credit for. I think
can't forget Coogee Rap.
Yeah. But Mo D was before Coogee Rap, so you know what I'm saying. I wanted to give Mo D that love as well. But you know what I'm saying, LL, you know what I'm saying, Dougie Fresh, you know what I'm saying, Dana Dane, the Coogee Rap, the Biz Markie, the list. I mean, the list goes on, and watch how it spread worldwide, and even watching the how the South took off, and watching the people that actually went into supporting it, and how you had people from different areas that came. See, one of the benefits, one of the good things that I had being a military brat is that in the areas that we went at, a lot of the people that you come across, they come from different areas. So so it's like a melting pot, you know what I'm saying, amongst all everybody. You know what I'm saying? You'll have somebody from New York, you have somebody from Alabama, you have somebody from Texas, somebody from North Carolina, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of us learn each other's cultures and the things that, you know, we, you know, one another are into by, you know what I'm saying, just being around and just, because that's how I got into the Master P No Limit thing, you know what I'm saying? And I asked my homie how he got into it. He said he liked the album cover, you know what I'm saying? The album cover stuck out, and then he found out they were from the South. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it didn't matter what part of the South you was from at that particular time, they was fucking with it, and they was vibing with it. And so that's how that movement took off, you know what I'm saying, the way it took off. So, you know, all the way out to the West Coast, the Midwest, up north, is overseas, you know what I'm saying? Because I was watching cats in Germany rapping in German, people rapping in French, people rapping in whatever language that they was doing their hip hop in. So, you know, yeah, I definitely feel your sentiments exactly, you know what I'm saying, as one of those who actually grew up in the culture as the culture was bubbling from early infants, like not necessarily infancy phase, but when it just started getting, you know, commercialized, because we were little when Wild Style and Beat Street and
my joints.
Crush Groove and all that, and all the other, you know, Style Wars and all the other damn films was coming out. That was like 82, 83. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's when, you know, it started to like really take off commercially, you know, truthfully. So, you know, yeah, I have the same sentiments as you when it comes down to hip hop and the culture and the joy that is brought. Even the R&B cats that got hip to it and included it in their music. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by the whole culture. You know what I'm saying? The R&B music, the movies, the TV shows, you know what I'm saying? The influence, the style of dress, you know what I'm saying? Everything about it. So yeah, happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Happy 50th. So
you already know. I learned something more today than I did yesterday. It wasn't a day wasted in life. Stay blessed, have a blessed weekend, and stay safe.
Live, love, love life. Take care of each other. Peace.
Next week.
Oh yeah, baby. Tonight is the night. What we gonna do our thing. This how we do it. Come on.
The dance floor, baby. You shake that thing, lay it like you want it to. Do what you gotta do. You've been working all week, so tonight come with me on the dance floor. Rolling on the slow tip, I'll pick you up tonight. You and me, see, we'll cross it up tonight. For me, you don't have to worry about a thing. no, baby. Everything that's in my hand, I'm not gonna say it twice. Shawty's and fish, the others is so nice. Kick off your shoes and relax. Those pretty we can swing. Girl, you just wait and see. On the dance floor, baby, go ahead, shake that thing, shake that thing. You want to, so do what you gotta do. You've been working hard all night. Come with me, yeah. See the place in the house, the inner season me. Look at your girls, look at your boys. This is the place to be. The baddest in the club tonight. You're all mine, mine, oh mine. We started shit thing, I got to keep it tight. But when your body looks so good here underneath the light, now there you go. Never know we'll be time. Now you're dancing, swinging, moving, freaking on the dancing floor. And shake that thing, shake that body. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've been working hard all night. Come with me, yeah. Tonight's the night. Ooh, yeah. Do what you want, girl, it's alright. You will do your thing all night. They're checking you out tonight. Shake that thing, shake that thing. Yeah, yeah. You've been working hard all night. Come on, me. Oh yeah, yeah. The dance floor, dance on that thing, shake that thing, like you got me too. You've been working hard on me, so tonight, come on, me. Yeah. The dance floor, shake that thing, shake your body. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've been working hard on me.